Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everyone for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Monday, December 2nd, 2024. I wanted to come here and do a follow-up update regarding this incident that happened, this tragic incident that happened in April of 2023. In case you don't remember, this is regarding a newlywed. Her name is Samantha Miller. Well, was Samantha Miller. She got killed just leaving her wedding ceremony, I guess you can say, and she got killed by a drunk driver driving a golf cart, right? And just today, this young woman was sentenced to 25 years in prison. So let me read to you briefly this story. When I first heard about this story back in 2023, I was like, that's crazy. This is another example, like I always tell you guys, how your life can change at any moment, right? And how our everything that we every decision that we make has a consequence, right? So we have to really think before, how is this impacting other people, not just ourselves, right? So let me read to you guys this story, guys. A South Carolina woman gets 25 years for drunken crash that killed a newlywed bride in a golf cart. Okay, jaimeleekomoroski pleaded guilty on Monday to 4 charges stemming from April 2023 crash that killed Samantha Miller on her wedding day. Such a sad story. I remember this, like when I first heard it, like I told you, I was like, I couldn't believe it. A South Carolina woman accused of killing a bride on her wedding day while driving drunk in April of 2023 has reportedly pleaded guilty to 4 criminal charges related to the incident. jaimeleekomoroski, she pleaded guilty to the felony charge of DUI causing death, 2 felony charges for DUI causing grave bodily injury, and another charge for reckless homicide. So I remember that the groom also got hurt and he was hospitalized for many days. After her guilty plea, she was sentenced to 25 years behind bars. Komoroski, she's 26 right now, was just sentenced to 25 years. The day after the crash, she was arrested on April 29, 2023, and she actually was the one who crashed into the golf cart that was driving some of the wedding party and the bride and the groom, okay? Samantha Miller and Eric Hutchinson on the wedding day. A South Carolina law enforcement division said the toxicology report had found Komoroski was 3 times over the blood alcohol limit at the time of the crash. That's crazy, you guys. 26 years old. She was 3 times over the blood alcohol limit the day of the crash. She was driving 65 miles per hour on a 25-mile-per-hour zone. 2 other passengers riding in the golf cart along with Miller and Hutchinson survived the crash. Prosecutors also pointed out that Komoroski denied a failed sobriety test and a breathalyzer test after the crash. The outlet reported that Komoroski told the court Monday that she is currently in Alcoholics Anonymous, which she began attending while she was in jail. She also spent 10 months in the detention center and was released on bond in March of this year on a $150,000 bond. I remember seeing there was a video that came out about her. Now that just reading that she did spend some time in jail already. I don't think it's enough, but that's not my decision. But I'm just saying, I remember there was a video that came out of her having a conversation with her family members and how she was saying how her life is ruined and she was just distraught, crying and all of that. And I think, a lot of the times, things, we do things a lot of the times just to get applause of people, and irresponsible things, crazy things, and then until something tragic happened, it's almost like that's when you realize, oh wow, people weren't kidding when they say you shouldn't be drinking and driving, when you're driving and being irresponsible like that, like she was, and causing this great harm, taking somebody's life, hurting this family. I mean, yes, we forgive, and I'm sure, like whatever sentence is given to her is not really gonna bring Samantha back, but at the end of the day, she has to pay for her consequences of what she did, right? So she pleaded guilty today. She was found, she already has been found guilty. She was sentenced to 25 years in jail. She says she's doing Alcoholics Anonymous, and the family gave statements, how, in 25 years she will be able to leave the jail and come back and probably become a bride and things like that. And Samantha had just gotten married and couldn't even make it to, to her honeymoon, nothing, right? To even finish the day. And I remember seeing also the interview of the groom, Eric Hutchinson, I believe his name was. And just him talking to the press, being completely distraught, obviously. It's like the last thing that you will think about, right? And in that moment, when there was a video that was released about Jamie Lee talking in jail to her family and saying how she ruined her whole life and this and that, like, I guarantee you, when something like this happens, I guarantee you, it's almost like people want, especially in that age, 25, 26 years old, when that happened, you would think by that age somebody is already over the, the drinking and the partying. I'm not saying completely over, like, don't get me wrong, but I mean like irresponsible drinking. I think a lot of that happens during, the college time, right? And all that's crazy. I think by 25, 26, people are starting to get, more deep into their careers, and they think about, drinking, all of that stuff before they even, they go to parties and stuff, they decide, make adult decisions, right? And I think with Jamie Lee, it had, like I'm sure somebody had told her that she's gonna ruin her life because one day she's gonna mess up so much because of her drinking problem that she's gonna affect her decisions are gonna affect the life of other people. And then this is what happened, right? So I know, looking at her, speaking and looking at her, like, giving the statement, you can say, you kind of feel it, I don't know her obviously, but you can kind of feel like she definitely is she regrets what happened. But like I said, yes, as an outsider, and I'm sure a lot of the other side of the family and all of that, they forgive her and all of that, but at the end of the day, you have to pay the consequences of your actions, right? So, she was sentenced to 25 years in jail because of what happened. I know some people, they don't agree with that sentence. She took the life of somebody. So like I said, that's up to the judge to decide that. Let me see what some people are saying on the chat. She was alcohol free when she was released, when she posted bail, and some people are saying hopefully she will stay like that, after she's released again, after she goes through the timing. The mother, Samantha Miller's mother, spoke again in court on Monday today after Komoroski entered the guilty plea, according to the news, which reported that the mother was visibly and audibly emotional while addressing the judge, saying, quote unquote, this is what the mother of the bride said to the judge today. she referring to Jamie Lee, referring to Samantha, she doesn't get to come back to life in 10 years, 25 years. The bride mother say this is a lifetime. So yeah, it's very, it's just crazy everything that happened that day, I'm looking at photos of them and their wedding and all of that, and like, just thinking about like the bride, right? Like getting herself ready to be a bride, preparing the wedding, invitations, rehearsals, all of that, getting married, and just in an instance, right? That's why, like I always say to you guys, life is so fragile. In an instance, everything can change. And it's almost like these two people, how old was Samantha? These two people, like these two families got impacted like that now by, this. It's almost like, what I'm trying to say is like these two strangers just got impacted like that, and now they were impacted for a lifetime because Jamie Lee killed their daughter, right? And now going through the trial and knowing who did it and all of that stuff, and now like 25 years, because I know the family's gonna make sure she stays there the whole 25 years. If not, probably more. I don't know what they're gonna do about the verdict and the sentencing and all of that, if they can do anything more about it. But it's like, it's just, it's sad all around. I do understand who was at fault here, but it's like, wow, your life is really, we're so fragile, you guys. And that's something that you always have to remember. Even like I told you guys in my previous video, you see people driving these days, like people are not thinking. It's just, people are just, get out of my way, or before I push you. It's like, it's just in an instance, people who don't control their emotions, right? People who want to, just show off to others that they can do crazy stuff, and just to be like the evil one of the group, to be like the reckless one of the group, just to get somebody to applaud them, right? Like, really, that's what you get out of life, like that's your goal out of life, to be reckless. And look what happened to her, right? She thought she was so cool about it, probably, right? Like I said, I'm sure it wasn't the first time she probably did it. I'm sure. So by that age, I'm sure somebody had warned her about, because people say to you, like, you have a drinking problem. They'll say it to you if they see how you so quickly you can get. She was 3 times over the limit, right? So I'm sure by 26 years of age, somebody in her life already said something to her about it. And they think, and people say, oh no, she's crazy, and then the people applaud that, and they live this reckless life and all of that stuff. And sometimes, people don't realize how much of their actions affect other people, right? Into something so tragic, so big like this happens, and then it takes, unfortunately, it can take something so big like this for some people to say, oh yeah, I do have a problem, I do have an issue that I have to fix. So now she has all this time to spend thinking about that. And I know, like, she already started the program and all of that stuff, so now she have to pay the consequences of her actions. So let me know what you guys think about the sentencing of 25 years that was just given today to jaimeleekomoroski on the death of Samantha Miller on her wedding day. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Have a good day. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day everybody. God bless.